Okay, well, welcome everybody. We have special music arrangements today for accompaniment throughout the service. So, but you know, we just kind of move with the flow, cosmic flow, divine order. And it's good that the word today is comfort after all, daily word today. It's a good word. I'm Steve Newell. I'll be your platform assistant today here on this wonderful 26th of March here at Unity Church of Ames. And want to mention that for prayer chaplain today, it will be myself, and it will be in the prayer room over here, 11:30 to 11:50 for individual prayer work. And also we will have coffee and treats after the service in the community room, and everyone's invited to that. All right, so turn the page here. All right, so opening prayer, and I have a reference here from the Empowering Prayers for Everyday Life, and it's James Dillard Freeman. So just kind of get yourself comfortably situated, get those chakras aligned, take a deep breath in, get centered, and these words. It is the way that a rainbow is made after the rain. It is the way that morning is made to follow night, and spring is made to come after winter. It is the way that a bare branch brings forth green sprouts and leaves. It is the way that the mist rises out of the sea and up from the river basin, and it is the way that an ugly water bug changes into a dragonfly. Do you know this way? Almighty Source, we give thanks for the way shower, Jesus Bar Joseph of the house of David. For the inspiration, for the spiritual wisdom. As we face the challenges of each day and ask ourselves, do you know this way? And we say, yes, Lord. Yes. Amen, and so it is. Amen, and so we let it be.
Very good. Very good.
All right, now it's time for the lesson with Rev Dad.
All right. Let's see. I got a lot of hats today. Ooh. Put that there.
That was easy.
You should have heard us in rehearsal. They didn't even want to do it. That perfectionist thing was there. Then I had to go and say, oh, it's good enough for government work, and insult half the people on the music. I know. It's okay, I used to work for the school system, so I know that. As a government employee. All righty, good morning. Oh, I made it. I 11 last night, and I was so wound up. My mind was full of trivia. I couldn't turn it off. Couldn't go to sleep. So there you are, 2 in the morning. I'm having a banana and some milk. So I gotta put me to sleep. Well, about 3 this afternoon. Todd, you're making dinner. Okay, I need the clicker and the thing, because we're going to do a song. We have just been singing all about being like water, head uphill no more, and if you were here last week, it was all, you missed a fun one, row, row, row your boat, right? It was the metaphysics of row, row, row your boat, which was fun. This week, okay, we have to get on to the talk. And Liz Murray found that, look at that yoga pose. Wow. I thought, willful, I never in my wildest dreams, even when I was 20, could have done that, ever. So I decided to be like water, head uphill no more, forward bends are my thing. Okay. Last week we were talking about the commitment piece. And all of the music that we've been singing this morning is about being willing, right? Let go of will, I'll be like water in the shadowy canyon, running from pool to stream, not against the tide. As I was contemplating the talk today, which is moving from willful to willing, you know what popped into my head? Good old Blue Eyes. Turn it up. Remember this one? Right. This is a sing-along. Here, sing along. Do you know it right? Face the final curtain.
The final curtain.
I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
Of which I'm certain.
Live the life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway.
I've traveled each and every highway.
Now get it. But more than this. More, much more than this. Together.
I did it my way.
Right. Regrets I've had a few.
I've had a few.
But then again, too few to mention.
Too few to mention.
I did what I had to do. And saw it through without exemption. Each charted course. Each careful step along the way. I find it all so amusing. To think I did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way? Say not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. Oh no, not me. I did it all. ode to willfulness, right? I actually heard that somebody sang that in a Unity church in the Kansas City area, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Then I heard the talk, and it was okay. I did it. We've all been there. Who's been there? I did it. Do you know when I Googled this or did on YouTube? It had 7 million, some 100,000 hits. I don't think Daniel's Naaman's Water Song has had that many hits. So I don't think, we've all been there. We've all had that place where we refuse to budge, right? We draw the line in the sand. We say whatever we felt. We take the blows. We take complete credit for whatever good happened and wouldn't give in, give up, or even entertain the possibility of humility and what it might mean in our life, right? And at the end of it all, old Blue Eyes finds it just all so amusing. Isn't that interesting? I guess that's one way to look at it. Now, I'm not in the Frank Sinatra league and the category of talents and adulation and income and limelight and all of that. So I don't have any idea what he really experienced in his life. I really can't speak to that. But I can tell you this, when I get to the end of my life and I'm singing the song of my life, when the end is near, I'm going to sing, row, row, row your boat. And then I'm going to sing, and I did it God's way. That's where I hope to be. That's where I want to be. Because that God way and learning about willingness instead of willfulness, my Godness has given me a rich, full life. A life of service, compassion, and willingness. But it wasn't an easy shift.
That was easy.
No. It wasn't an easy shift. I had my share of doing it my way. What Reverend Linda says, if commitment is the sustaining power of will, we talked about that last week, keep rowing, then willingness is the fuel. It is the fuel that makes that commitment possible. Being willing makes it possible. She goes on to say, I'm just going to read it from here. I'm too tired today to get the book. A willing spirit is the epitome of spiritual willpower. A willing spirit is the epitome of spiritual willpower. Willingness is the antidote for willfulness. Now, we have willfulness as human beings, and it's okay. It's a determination, a persistence to achieve a goal, accomplish a project, get everything back from 3M here last night. Willfulness, human determination, we need that. We need that to see things through to completion. But when the motive is only for personal gain, or to prove that you're right, I told you so are 3 of the ugliest words in this language. Proof that you're right, or beat the other guy out, then it becomes a negative energy, a negative force. What we switch to when we go to that willfulness is forcing and controlling rather than allowing and inviting. So becoming willing means that we shift to allow and invite the power of spirit. Let the power of spirit direct your energy, your choices, and your path, right? Last week we got into the boat that goes down the stream, not up. We can choose a path and get on that path, and that one is a life-sustaining path. It is a life-enhancing path. However, becoming spiritually willing requires a letting go. It requires that letting go of personal will as the driving force. And it's not an easy practice. It really isn't an easy practice. 7 million people listen to Frank. And how many went around thinking, I'm going to do it my way? If you want to see where your personal will is creating a roadblock for you, just remember, call to mind the last time you were just incredibly and irritable. And that might bring you right up against whatever it was that you could not control or direct. The person, the situation, the thing. Now, if you sought guidance, even guidance from Spirit, the question is, were you just asking for God to download some different strategies so that you could make it go your way? Right? There was a cartoon in the paper today, in the Des Moines Register. I don't know if you can see this, but it's like praying for direction from God. And here's the guy. He's wearing green, standing on a button, pointing to that. And here's God wearing the green. Made God in his own image and likeness, right? I want that divine download that says I can have it my way. I'll leave it up here if you want to take a look at it. I thought that was right on. Because like Sinatra, we may plan each charted course and at each careful step along the byway, but how many times does it go off the rails? We may plan, and God sometimes laughs because it just doesn't work that way. And that's just how it is. We have maybe tried, like Sinatra, to see it through without exemption. My God, it's not going to go this way, it's going to go that way. How's that for stubborn persistence? But in the end of the day, all you can say is that you had it your way. My question to you, to me, to Frank, how do the other people feel about that? How does that impact everyone else in your life? How did that stubborn persistence pay off? What price did you pay? Because I planned a charted course, go to college, get married, buy a house, have children, have a good job, and then my husband came out of the closet. Now who plans that, right? And it all went off the rails. It went off those rails onto the right rails. Like I got in the right boat, but it wasn't easy. Then I had 3 miscarriages before I had my children. Yeah, which is another, family planning for me was an oxymoron. It just wasn't. So after your life starts keeping to be off the rails, you just say, I'm going to find another set of rails because this isn't working. There is a point at which you say, I can't, God can, I think I'll let God. I can't, God can, I think I'll let God. And I had to learn to listen. And to learn to listen to that intuition, to that still small voice that actually told me not to marry him in the first place, but I didn't listen because I didn't know what that was. I had to cultivate a willingness, that willingness to step out of willful into willing. And it's not easy. We all have that place, okay? My current challenge, as I shared with you last week, is that body image, weight, all of that stuff. And we had an orgy of junk food yesterday. It was the dieter's non-delight, right? So what do I do with that? Because I've got issues about this, like admitting powerlessness over it as I reached for the 3rd bag of Barb's Good Cookies, right? Okay, I'm powerless, and I want to engage in magical thinking. Well, I'm having a good time, it won't matter. If I walk enough, all of that. Blessing the food, which you hear me do all the time, to the upbuilding of my body temple, it won't make me fat. Well, if I eat too much of it, you know what? Thinking that if I eat standing up, it won't count against me. I'm having a good time, enjoying myself, and it's healthy, wholesome food. How's that working for you, Deb? Well, stepping out of willfulness and doing this by willpower into the power of will is making a difference. It is really making a difference. And I'm going to have to continue down that path. Because what the difference is in me. Having a good time and not hating myself for it. That's important. Having a sense of real choice about what I do, what I eat, how I love my body in all kinds of ways, right? How I love my body in every kind of way. We can do the willfulness, but that's just the opposite side of willfulness. I refuse to look at the issue. I won't get on the scale, try on the skirt, whatever. That's willfulness, and that's just as stuck as willfulness. Oh, blessed resistance. But here I am, willing to cultivate willingness. Willing to be willing. That's a start. And it has energy to carry the day, carry me through the day. It has energy. You know, my initial encounter with that shift to willingness was when the cosmic 2x4 hit my life, right, and knocked the bottom out of the birdcage and it all fell on the floor. Some of you knew me back then, and it was a mess. You know, how did my life get to be such a mess? Maybe I had something to do with it. You think? But I eventually could see how that road was a dead-end path, and I had to make a shift. I had to cultivate that willingness. And now I choose to do it without the cosmic 2x4, because I don't want to have to be up against it before I make that choice to will God's will. I have the spiritual and emotional maturity now to do that and to decide to choose a new path, to get in the boat that's easy to row down the stream, not flowing uphill. What's this willingness experience? Well, Reverend Linda says this: willingness is a state of allowing. Allowing is our capacity to welcome our experience and receive its gifts. Allowing is our ability to cooperate rather than to control the flow of divine ideas. To cooperate with rather than to control the flow. So what this means now for me when I feel frustrated about clothes, weight, body image, any of this, I just breathe. Be in the boat that I'm in, be in the body that I'm in. I don't exactly have a choice. And really reflect on what it meant, journal about it, talk to someone about it, pray about it, because that's how I move through all the other challenges. Feel what's really unpleasant. Feel the hurt, the shame, whatever's there, and this too shall pass. Because it does pass. And when you allow yourself to feel it, then you can heal it. Because if you can't feel it, you can't heal it. Be alert to that inner wisdom. Be alert. Be metaflexible. Stop second-guessing yourself. As Linda said in Job, agree with God and be at peace. In this way, good will come to you. Agree with God. Agree with your goodness. Flow uphill no more. We're bound for the sea. So we're going to sing a cappella again. And we're going to take that into meditation. And we're singing I Am at Peace. We have this before, so it's not unfamiliar. Sally, here's the clicker. Or I'll do the clicking. You're playing the
Well, you're going to say no.
What now? You're going to give us
Just a no it is right.
You remember this one?
And I dwell of the Lord.
So I invite you now to close your eyes and allow this to be a time of connecting to that inner self, that higher Christ self, that Godness that you are, that allows you to make that shift from willful to willing. As you breathe into that, just take a moment and breathe into that. Embody willingness. Embody, yes, I am willing. I affirm my willingness. I am willing. Breathe in and breathe out, letting go. I am willing to remain attuned to the source of all good. I allow life to unfold. I acquiesce to the truth. And I cooperate with the impulse of my divine identity. I am willing to be centered, unruffled as time passes and light shines on my path ahead. Let us rest for a moment now in the silence, in that space of knowing that that shift from willful to willing is a choice that we make every day. As we rest now in the silence. I am willing. I am willing to risk being vulnerable in love. I am willing to listen without feeling threatened. I am willing to experience the joy of living today. I am willing to be purposeful, to know I am divine. Divine will is my spiritual name and nature. I am willing to be the light of the world wherever I am and whatever the circumstances. So let us sing one more time, affirming together, we are at peace.
We are at peace, we are at peace, we are one with the Spirit. We are calm, we are still, we are doing God's will. We are at peace, we are at peace, we are one with the Spirit, and we dwell in the presence of the Lord.
Amen. And so it is. So let it be. Since we're doing so well, we're going to do our peace song together. Okay, you all know this one. Okay, here we go.
Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be with God
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us.